bunch of stuff to talk about with a new War Offense team that is going to have one new member and 4 reworks. But before we get into that, 2 new codes, and these are actually pretty good codes. We've got Summer Final Count and Counting Challenge XL. One of them gave 15,000 antimatter and some other stuff. Another one was 50,000 antimatter. So that's pretty significant. I had to space them apart. I did them too quickly back to back, and it gave me an error message, and then I had to go back and do it again. Now, at any given time, you can use this exclamation codes either on my Discord server or inside of Twitch chat, and Nightbot will respond with the most current codes, and then also the ones there that have expiration dates are the most current ones. The other ones here are generally one-time codes, and they were reserved for newer players like promotions and things like that. But pay attention to the ones that have expiration dates. And there's also Hellfire Fits. Okay, so let's get into this team. And before we get into the Secret Warriors team, which is a War Offense team, the question is coming out if they're going to be part of the Conqueror's tag. And so the Conqueror's tag is basically the equivalent of the Harbinger tag. The Harbinger tag was used for Quasar in various events, including how we got access to his red stars. And so there's going to be 4 teams that are signed with Blastar in this chapter, and they're going to be called the Conqueror's tag. And is the Secret Warriors going to be part of the Conqueror's tag? Doesn't look like it. Fantastic Four, Hellfire Club, Insidious 6, and upcoming team. Now, a lot of questions are coming in about when the reworks will be live. And Sebastian Shaw will be in the game on Friday. And so that's like 5 days from now. And then typically characters have been released on approximately about a 10-day cycle. Every 10 days, they come a new character to the game. And then a couple days before that set of characters coming to the game, the reworks go live. So right now we're anticipating reworks not only on these 4 characters here, which we're going to go over today, Negasonic, Yo-Yo, Domino, and Quake. We're also waiting reworks on Vulture and Shocker. So that's probably going to happen before the 10-day mark after Sebastian Shaw coming to the game. So I want to say probably a week to 10 days from now. I think a lot of people are waiting for the Vulture rework for sure. So I think 2 of the characters in this team have a lot of promise. I'm skeptical of some of the other characters because their base stats are very slow. And in a turn meter based game, and a turn based game, turn meter is king. Secret Warriors, they've been operating in shadows, waiting for the signal. Nick Fury is calling them a covert force of elite specialists assembled for one mission: neutralize top Alliance war defenses. The Secret Warriors, 4 battle-tested strike veterans, are receiving major upgrades to prepare them for modern Alliance warfare. And if I'm being fair, really Yo-Yo is getting a significant upgrade. There's some interesting things with Negasonic as well, but they're refreshes, if you will. The 5th member is a spectral gunslinger posed to haunt the helicarrier's Phantom Rider. Below, you'll find declassified intel on this new Secret Warrior team. Read up and then keep your eyes open for upcoming battle passes that reward Phantom Rider shards. So I wonder if that means something more than I think it does, because I don't think they normally spell that out. I wonder if this is like a Ares release. Not sure. I don't know if this means no offers or what. We'll have to see. Phantom Rider, haunting vengeance. When this ghostly blaster is spraying bullets at war defense enemies, he's enacting vengeful vengeance on behalf of his fallen Secret Warrior allies. He sports a gun belt full of revive once, death-proof barrier, and speed bar manipulation, which gains 100% speed bar after a Secret Warrior ally dies. And there's a lot of things that trigger when an ally dies. Typically, though, an ally dying is not a good thing. I'm just saying. But maybe we'll have to see how this plays out. A tough squad to kill between Phantom Rider playing Death Proof to Secret Warrior allies and Phantom Rider's near constant supplies of a revive once. This Black Ops squad takes serious firepower to keep 6 feet under. And again, I am interested in Phantom Rider and Yo-Yo outside of this team, or maybe as a two-piece on War Offense. One of the top War offenses, together Secret Warriors can pick off top Alliance War defenses. They'll take Supreme Psychic like Xavier to fend off this ruthless team. So they're saying that Professor X teams probably are going to still hold, but this might be able to clear through a majority of the other teams that we're talking about. Phantom Rider, Hero City, Mystic Blaster, Secret Warrior. I think most of the discussion and the grumbling has been about the speed of this team. It is 125. The problem that I don't think we expected with Overpowered is that Overpowered definitely favors fast teams. And I've seen that teams that were not fast got pushed out very quickly because of Overpowered, where teams that were insanely fast can overcome Overpowered. Now, this is a War Offense team, so you do get to pick your battle. All right. Basic. Quick Draw. Attack primary target for damage. Apply bleed. Primary target is bleed. Bonus attack for more damage. Awakened ability. Gain drain. ISO attack applies bleed as well. This doesn't seem like a super strong candidate for Striker, but if one did Striker, there would be some additional bleed and drain with the awakened ability. Special Ghost Riding, and there's a couple ways of getting extra ability energy on this team. There is a battery. Flip immunity disrupted on primary target and apply stun. Attack the primary target and all enemies in that character's row for 375% damage and apply trauma. Attack primary target and all enemies in that character's row. Do we have that before where it's just a top row, back row? Is that talking about front row, back row? When did we have that before? Someone know when we had that before? Are they bringing that back? Attack primary target and all enemies in that character's row. All right, that's interesting. Vivision and Beta Ray Bill have that. Okay, I haven't seen that in a minute. If a target has stun, prolong the duration of all negative effects except stun and an ability block on that target by 1 up to a maximum of 3. On kill, attack the most injured enemy for damage. On War Offense, if this character has 3 or more Secret War allies, apply stun to the primary target and all enemies in that character's row. Boy, we haven't had to think about that in a long time. It's like been such a long time. This attack is unavoidable and cannot be blocked. And Awakened ability in War Offense attack ignores defense up. Ultimate, which is going to pop off quite often. Bucking Banshee, 3/3. Attack primary and adjacent targets for damage. Apply heal block for 2 turns and trauma for 2 turns. On War Offense, clear 2 random positive effects from each target. Awakened ability replaces the above functionality of copy 2 random positive effects, except for taunt, from each target to self. Flip 2 positive random effects on each target. Clear all battlefield effects on enemy side. This character's 3 or more Secret Warrior allies. Flip exhausted to offense upon self and all Secret War allies. Character killed by this attack cannot be revived. Attack is unavoidable, cannot be blocked. Now, when I first read this, I was like, oh, none of that sounds great unless you have a way of getting rid of Safeguard. And it does look like Negasonic will have a way of getting through Safeguard, and Negasonic has a lot of turn meter fill on spawn based on the number of Secret Warriors. And from my math, looks like she would be going before the spooky Ghost Rider. I don't know what to call this guy anyways. Now, this is what I'm super excited about. On spawn, gain revive once, and there's more details to that here coming up. But this is not tied to the team, and this is not tied to War Offense, making this character potentially a good standalone character in multiple game modes. On turn, attack all enemies for damage, clear all charged, and reduce the duration of 3 random positive effects by 1. That is great. That's absolutely great. Awakened ability. On turn, if any charge were cleared, heal self for 10% of this character's max health. On non-summoned enemy death, gain revive once. And there's some secret tricks, special tricks to this revival. They're not secret, special tricks towards the bottom of this passive. On Secret Warrior, ally death, flip disrupted on self, gain offense for 2 turns, and on War Offense, fill speed bar by 100%. Okay, so we'll see how that works. On Revive, clear all negative effects from self and Secret Warrior allies, apply 2 death proof and speed up for 1 turn, bear yourself and all Secret Warrior allies for 25% of this character's max health. So the death proof is going to be quite abundant when he dies, right? On War Offense, revive with the character's max health. While this character has revive once, gain 25% dodge chance. Now that is super annoying. Yo-Yo has something similar, and dodge on Yo-Yo was so incredibly annoying back in the day, and this character will have something like that while having revive once, and a lot of extra focus. On War Offense, this character has 3 or more Secret War allies. Enemies cannot fill speed bar for themselves or allies. So that's a mechanic that we're seeing more and more. Right now, Scarlet Witch has something like that when she's above 50% health. Quasar has something like that, and so do Mighty Avengers, and there's a conditional one on Liberty. I think that has to do with whether or not they have slow or not. But this is very powerful, and it also allows you to pick your place, right? On War Offense, enemies cannot gain deflect, counterattack, or evade. Very powerful. On War Offense, this character's passive revive chance cannot be reduced or prevented. So this shuts down Hitmonkey and Mephisto's passives, which block the revives. Now, the revive once can be removed. For example, let's say Gore is on defense, because this is a War Offense team. So you might have to just pick your place. Maybe not go into a Gore team, right? That's what I'm thinking. But because it's a War Offense team, you can certainly pick your spot. And also, characters like Gore or even Black Cat, sometimes those things don't pop off, right? There's a focus resistance check. Sometimes there's a fades, deflects, so on and so on. And there's going to be more of that as we go along. So the one thing I want to say before I move on is a lot of people say, well, I thought they were going to make simpler kits. They did post about that, but it was very specific. And I just want to clarify, because I see this all the time. I thought they were going to have simpler kits. What they said was that they're moving passives and like health passive and damage passives in the character kits to their stats, therefore simplifying the kits. They didn't say the kits were going to be simpler. And this is the highlight directly from this article, which is dated July 15th, 2004. You're welcome to come look at it, because I see this all the time, but it was in a very specific context. Because we've tightly controlled base stats, we've been adding more power and complexity to character's ability kit each time we release a character. After taking a hard look at the complexity of some of our abilities, we knew it was time to enact change. We've increased our bar for base stats on new characters and reworks going forward. This means future characters will be powerful and effective with interesting abilities, but we will rely more on stats than current characters. Our new characters will have higher health, damage, armor. We're also going to reduce the amount of stats that we've been putting into passive. As a result, power scores in new characters going to decrease, as most of the score is tied to the base stats of a character. When they said they were simplifying kits, that's all they meant. They didn't mean the kits themselves were going to be simpler. It's just they were going to be removing that. And there's a whole article about that. Somehow, I think probably from a dev call I was in or something like that, we got that turned around. But the kits are not going to get simpler. And they did say they were going to make simpler kits. No, the natural progression of the game is that kits are going to get a lot more complicated as time goes on. Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo is a great character, by the way. Very, very fast. If you look in game, Yo-Yo right here is one of the faster characters in the game, if not the fastest. 140, that's lightning fast. Lightning fast. And so I'm a big fan of Yo-Yo for a lot of different reasons. Basic, right here, gain an assist from random human or secret warrior ally. So I'm thinking with the primary new character that's coming to the game, Phantom Rider, there's an opportunity for a 2-piece. And that was that way in the past. A lot of times we would use Yo-Yo with Black Bolt when that was a whole thing. And so very good. Gain an assist from random secret warrior ally. Special. Apply safeguard yourself and all secret warrior allies. That's great. And that's going to be very powerful to have safeguard. Repeat this attack 3 additional times. Then the ultimate, it says adds the secret warrior allies, but on War Offense, generate 1 ability energy for a random Phantom Rider ally, where the cooldown on his special is long, but she's going to go before him. And if she does the ultimate, I guess, I don't remember if you can do the ultimate right out of the gate, but this is going to generate ability energy so that I think Phantom Rider's special is on an 8-10 cooldown out of the gate. Now, this is where it gets interesting to me. On spawn, apply defense up for 2 turns itself. On War Offense, apply 2 evades to self and all Secret Warrior allies, which is also going to help protect that it's a Revive 1 mechanic that's on Phantom Rider. By the way, Safeguard does not have anything to do with Revive ones. It's separate. The Safeguard only applies to the green ones. On the enemy turn, if this character has no other protector allies, apply offense down to that enemy. This is cool right here. On War Offense, if that enemy had Safeguard and Yo-Yo has Secret Warrior allies, instead reduce the duration of a random positive effect per Secret Warrior. So if it was her and Phantom Rider, it's going to reduce 2 random positive effects by 1. It's kind of weird how it's worded, but they're only reducing them by 1. Now, a lot of times there's 2 stacks of Safeguard. And so like if we look at Sable knocks down 2, which doesn't always get rid of everything. So this is only by 1, but I think that's super good. I really think that's good. And that's why I'm thinking the 2-piece will be useful. It cannot be dodged. On this character's turn, any non-million sheet or inhuman turn, 50% chance to apply evade to that character. When an ally drops below 50%, apply defense up for 2 turns. Ally with Secret Warrior, flip disrupted immunity for that ally. If ally was Phantom Rider, gain defense up for 2 turns and taunt for 2 turns. And then this is that mechanic that always made Yo-Yo annoying. Now, we got to talk about the other characters, and some people are not really thrilled about these reworks, mostly because of the speed on some of these characters is low, almost unplayable. 102. Ugh. Domino, I think, is at 105. Yeah, she's got some fill on spawn. And Negasonic, yeah, it says 90, but there's a lot of turn meter fill on her kit, which makes her probably go first on the team at like 144. But overall, the team is so slow. And yes, Phantom Rider does have like the turn meter fill prevention. So let's just go through these quickly because I was fairly unimpressed with a lot of these. Like if we're just looking at Quake, what do we got right here? They applied Disrupted. It's got the Coulson, Yo-Yo, Phantom Rider was added. The Ultimate clears all barrier. On War Offense, the character has 3 more Secret Warrior allies. Apply ability block to primary adjacent targets. Gain extra focus for this attack. Very similar. Quake is not changing very much. New, when a Secret Warrior ally drops below 40% health, clear 3 random negative effects on that ally. On Secret Warrior ally end turn, so this is kind of nice, attack the most injured enemy for 150% damage and apply heal block up to maximum 3. So that's a ping, basically, to the weakest enemy every time they take a turn. I think that's great. Gain focus. Secret Warrior and Shield allies gain focus. On War Offense, if this character has 3 more Secret Warrior allies, on spawn, apply immunity and safeguard to self and all Secret Warrior allies. That's great, right? Spawning with immunity plus safeguard. I mean, that was kind of the signature feature of Infinity Watch. That's great. On spawn, generate 2 ability energy for self. Lower crit damage by 100% for all enemies with the ability block, and she can apply ability block. Okay, keep in mind, no turn meter fill, relatively very slow character. No turn meter fill, slow character. 102. Not promising. Domino, massive stats. Nothing, just added the Secret Warrior tag. Clear 2 negative Secret Warrior tag, yeah. Character has 3 more Secret Warrior allies, apply Disrupted, like attack cannot be dodged. Okay, mostly nothing burgers. On War Offense, on spawn, fill speed bar for self and all Secret War allies by 5% and apply offense up. Cool. Cool. So that's like a weak Kang, if you will, making them a little bit faster. Apply additional 15% crit damage to all enemies. Again, pretty weak. On spawn, fill speed bar for 15%. Yeah, that'll help a little bit, but still, 15% on top of 105 is what, 120 without doing the math, 120, 121. Not fast, not good. All right, let's go back over here. Negasonic. This would be really good if she was fast. Apply bleed, War Offense, Phantom Rider attack doesn't have 50% damage. ISO attack, all the same. All the same on War Offense, Phantom Rider's ally attack does an additional damage. So what? All right. This is interesting. If Phantom Riders and allies attack does an extra damage, if this character has 3 or more Secret War allies, reduce the duration of all positive effects by 2 on all enemies. Gain 500% extra focus for the action. That is very powerful. So that's like Sable. Very powerful. This character has 3 or more Secret War allies. Clear 2 random negative effects on self and all Secret Warrior allies. So the reason why that's a big deal is because she's going to get a bunch of turn meter on spawn. Plus she has Domino's passive. This could put her above 144 speed. And considering that there is the passive on Phantom Rider stopping them from getting turn meter game, which shuts down characters like Super Scroll, and then being able to go early in the match with this reduced duration, that could be good. I am super skeptical because this character's base speed is atrocious. Probably one of the lower ones of the game right now, 90. And that's just not going to be good enough today here at Marvel Strike Force. I don't think that's going to be great. Bury yourself with Secret Warriors for 25% of the character's max health on War Offense. Fill this character speed bar by a lot. So that means she probably be first to go on the team. Then on enemy turn, when they take turn, Barry's going to come back and then they're going to get speed bar by 10%. That's also good. Unsuccessful dodge, which they're going to have lots of dodges. I mean, they got some of that caked into Yo-Yo's kit. And then while Phantom Rider has revive once, that's also going to be there. Bury the ally for 10% of the character's max health. When a Phantom Rider ally drops below 40% health, bury yourself for 15% of this character's max health. Gain taunt for 2 turns. If the character has barrier, gain 30% armor. So we'll see if the team's good. Maybe you care about War Offense. Maybe you don't. We'll have to see. Most people are very, very, very skeptical on this team, mostly because of speed. I'm hoping that the 2-piece will be good standalone, regardless of the other 3's bad speed. We will have to see. And then hopefully there's no shenanigans with, negative zone requires them or something weird. And they're not a part of the Conquerors and they're not required for anything. Let me know what you think. Bye for now.